Now, my favourite tip for improving toddler bedtimes. This is by far and away the most popular one, actually. When I check in with parents after we've made improvements, I often say, what was the biggest thing that improved your evening times? And they say, every time, earlier dinner. Now, why? Because, we're all about family dinners. A lot of us just want to have family dinners, don't we? We want everybody around the table at the same time. But the problem with that is we often stretch the kiddies out to a time of the evening that suits us to eat. And that's not ideal for their little appetites or their concentration skills or their motor skills. And we often shoot ourselves in the foot by making them wait till later. Because they start to get tired. Now, you may not see yawning, you may not see rubbing of the eyes, but what you will see is a resistance to try new foods, fussiness, general messing around at the table, not wanting to cooperate, fighting getting into the high chair maybe, fighting with the bib going on, lots of different ways that they can resist. So it makes for not a very harmonious mealtime. Also, it doesn't make for filling tummies well, so they go to bed maybe with a bit more room in their tummies that could have been filled with decent food, and then it makes them reach for the milk. And if you're trying to wean them away from the milk, that can be really frustrating as well. So you've made this fabulous meal and they just say, nah, don't want that, I want my bottle instead. So, the early meal times. What time, I hear you saying? What time is the magic time? Look, there isn't a magic time, but usually any time after 4 works really well. And now you see this in older children as well. And I know that my lot are going to come piling through the door any minute soon because it's that time of the afternoon, and they will be foraging. They will be looking for food. So any time around 4 p.m. is often a really good time to feed children. Now, not that I'm ever organised enough to get dinner on the table for 4, but I recognise it, and I've recognised it for years now in my own children. And on the times that I could get organised earlier in the day, they ate far better and they ate more, less appealing foods. They don't just reach for the beige stuff, they reach for the brightly coloured fruits and vegetables earlier on in the afternoon when they're hungry. So any time from 4 o'clock onwards, and a lot will depend on the timing of naps, of course, and what time you get home from work or from daycare or school or whatever you've got on. So it may not be something that you can do every night of the week, but maybe on weekends. If you could just practice with it on the weekends, then you may find that it just makes for an easier evening. So you're having a nice time watching your child eat, because it's nothing better than watching a child really enjoy their meal, is there? So you embark on the following phases of the evening and moving towards bedtime with much happier hearts, and you love each other all that little bit more. The other thing that it will do as well is stop the rush factor, because we're always rushing, aren't we? We're saying, quick, come on, eat your dinner, come on, we're going to get in the bath, come on, let's put the pyjamas on. So by giving yourself more time in the evening, you don't have to worry about the dishes and all of that kind of stuff. You can get that done before you start on the bedtime. And then what that does in turn is gives you more time for connection with your child on the run up to sleep. And very often that's what toddlers and young children really seek ahead of that long night of separation, is just that lovely feeling of connection, not being hurried, not being rushed, and just enjoying the wind down for sleep. Now, you may be thinking that your child possibly is going to get hungry overnight or hungry before bed if they're eating so early at, say, 4:30 or 5. So, of course, your child can have a snack or something before bed, maybe a banana or some crackers. Try and avoid any of the sweet stuff. But yeah, there's no harm at all in having the main meal and then having a little snack as well. Maybe if adults are going to be eating separately from children, you can still maintain a bit of a family meal time by having the kids join you at the table later on, just to have a bit of what you're having too. So you can still maintain that, although you're getting the bulk of the food in them earlier in the evening. So give it a go. Try the experiment yourself, and you may be one of those people who are pleasantly surprised at how just this one little tip can make such a big difference to your evening.